My name is Otonel, and I'm currently studying a PGCE primary to become a primary school teacher. And my social is OT on TikTok.
Okay. What did you study for your undergrad?
For my undergrad, I studied BSc Pharmacology.
And where did you study at university?
I went to University of East London.
What was it like being a student at the University of East London?
I would say it was definitely multicultural. And I would say at first it made me question going to another university because like I didn't know, would these guys be relatable, or will I still have those friends that I had back in college or back in secondary school and X, Y, and Z. But that's just the thoughts that I had at the start. And 3 years on, I was even saying, yeah, 3 years on right now, I've met actually one of the best people that I've ever met in my life. Yeah, like people that I'm still in contact with, and they're all from different backgrounds.
So for a student who's wondering what's it actually like to study at an East London university, obviously being in London where it's a bit more expensive, the culture might be different to universities not in London. What was that like as a student, just living every day?
Expensive. I'll say expensive. I mean, we all know how London is. London is not cheap. London is not cheap. Even itself to get into the university, it's a lot in itself. You know how TFL prices are, and someone that doesn't live in East London actually, you have to travel and all that, and plus, you got to take a bus extra. I mean, you could walk if you want in it. I was a walker, but to take the bus in it, which also wasn't really convenient. Um, I would say the benefit of that is the fact that it was in Stratford, like in East London. So there was a lot of shops and there was a lot of variety of things that I could do. My friends on my break time, we might grab something to eat or X, Y, and Z. Day to day in terms of university life, you know how university gets, majority of it is lectures. But one thing that stood out to me about my university is there was always something going on. Like they were always like either representing a community or representing a sort of event. Like I remember they did something for Black History Month where I think the ACS of everyone in charge of the university actually set up like a little parade, like Afro parade. So they played like Afro beats and Caribbean music and everything, just to put on the culture and to show people that yeah, this is where we are from, and this is why we do things. And yeah, I feel like in terms of the family, in terms of being connected, the university do always try a lot. And I remember one time they even did, they had like a Christmas, it was Christmas fair, and they brought out like a massive fun fair. Like there was literally a massive fun fair at the university, and there was like kebab. They did kebab. They done like Chinese from like Indians and people from different countries and everything. And I remember, I think our university is mainly known for King Charles. Yeah, King Charles came to our university when I was in first year, but unfortunately, I didn't get to go because oh my god, I think I'd worked that day. Yeah, I think I was working that day and it was on a Saturday, and I said, yeah, I would have actually met him and took a picture of him. But yeah, that's the overall experience at UEL.
So it sounds pretty positive. So going on from that, why did you choose to go to East London? As you said, initially you walked in, you saw that the demographics weren't exactly in your favor,
Yeah,
and it would
yeah.
have got a little bit out of place initially, but you still chose to go to that uni. What was that putting factor?
I think it was more of with me personally. I'm a type of person that sees the end of the tunnel. Like I don't just see short term vision in terms of like short term fun and happiness and X, Y, and Z. Because at first I didn't want to go to London University, but I had it in my head and I had it in my heart that there's like I can save a lot of things and I can do a lot of things if I do stay in London. If that makes sense. And the University of East London, to be specific, if I'm being so real, I didn't know much of the University of East London. However, I did go to the event. When I went to the open event for my course, the lecturer or the module leader himself was very, very nice. In fact, obviously, I was the only one there. He spoke to me about the course and even took me on a little tour. So I was just like, okay, these people are really nice, and like I do like the building and the environment and everything. So I said that yeah, I feel like this is actually the uni that God actually wants me to be placed in. So I said, okay, cool. So I'm gonna flow and I'm gonna pull my face. I'm just gonna get through it. And it wasn't easy. I'm not even saying it was easy. You know how university life is in itself in terms of the pressure of the assignments and the pressure of the exams and everything. It was tough. It was tough. But the most important thing is the support that the university brought. and the support in terms of my module leader, the lecturers, and also the friends that I've made there, which were key and definitely a pulling factor in me staying overall.
What was
That's
it
what.
like studying that course at university? Was it hard? Was it easy? Was it time consuming?
Ooh, the first time I encountered pharmacology was actually at A levels. We done one of my assignments was actually linked to pharmacology and pharmaceuticals. When I speak to people about pharmacology, they normally get confused with pharmacy. They normally they think that, I mean, they're alike, but they're different. Pharmacy is obviously, let's say you go to a chemist and they're handing out the prescriptions and everything that you need. Pharmacology is before that. Like when you take the drug inside the body, what does it do to your body, the processes, and where does it go, and how does it get absorbed, and X, Y, and Z. As you see, pharmacology is a very intense course. It's a very, very intense course. I feel like anything science or medical related is difficult, if I'm being honest. Yeah, very a lot of equations, a lot of things to remember, a lot of definitions and processes to understand, which was very, very hard, which was very, very difficult to undertake. But I remember me and my friends at the university would always have like acronyms or like dances or like things that we could you could use to break down something. I remember one time we were learning about the we're learning about like how a drug goes through the body, and we'll remember we'll use the analogy ADME: absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. And I remember the song that we made for it as well. So it was difficult. I mean, it was difficult, but we made it easy based on like the things that we know and the things that we're able to do to adjust and to make it yeah, to make it easier for us, even though it was difficult.
And if there was a student looking to study your course at university, what things would you tell them to be one prepared for,
Mm.
and like if these are what you should know or should expect when it comes to studying this course?
I would say, first of all, there needs to be a desire. Like everything starts with a burning desire. If you don't have a desire to get into pharmacology, or maybe to get into pharmaceuticals, or to work in a laboratory, or yeah, to know more about drugs and X, Y, and Z, then it won't be for you. Like it actually just won't for you. You have to then you have a love for science. Yeah, it's not just a subject where you just rock up and do and you think that you'll get your degree, you'll get a first or two one. Nah, you have to have prior knowledge. Like one thing that helped me, as I just said before, was literally my A levels as well, because an assignment on pharmacology and pharmaceuticals, and that actually pulled me towards it. But yeah, also study, of course, science is important because you won't get into the course unless you're studying a science-based subject. But yeah, essentially pharmaceuticals. So if you're into drugs, if you're into how it works and how it works around the body, and let's say you have a paracetamol, what it does. This is the right course for you. This is definitely the right course for you. But it's not easy. It's not an easy course. It requires a lot of perseverance, a lot of resilience, and a lot of time taken to revise. Like, yeah, a lot of time taken to revise. Because if one thing I could do better, I would say, obviously by the grace of God, I know I'll never go back in time and change what I've done. But if I could do one thing better, I'll probably say is be more prepared in terms of come into that course with with a strong base, if that makes sense, because a lot of the things that you learn is literally what you learn at A levels. So everything that you learn in A levels, strengthen that throughout the summer holidays, so that when you come in, or even look at you can even look at the module guide. Let's say you go on University of East London, you go on pharmacology. There's a guide of what you will learn in first year. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Read it. Go over one or two how do you call it? One or two, yeah, modules, and just refresh your mind in it, because a lot of things that you've definitely learned before if you study pharmacology. So yeah.
And you've now decided to go down the route of being a teacher. Why the shift in direction, or was this always the direction?
Good question. I get that a lot. I get that a lot, to be fair. I mean, first of all, it starts off with my desire for children, like for young people. Like, I love speaking to young people. I love encouraging them and knowing where they need help and being there for them and X, Y, and Z. And I would say it started off from me being working as a TA, as a teaching assistant, as a TA. You say towards the end of last year. To be fair, so I'll probably say the new year. Let's say new year. I've worked as a TA up until the end of school, and yeah, I started to really like kids and like teaching, and everyone said I've got the gift of speaking and everything. I just said to myself that You know what? It's always good to have good like options when it comes to career path. Like I do love pharmacology and stuff. I love everything, and I'm still obviously in the market looking. But however, like I also have a desire for teaching, so I'm still young by the grace of God. So it's a thing where like I'll have time to weigh out my options by the end of my course, and I can be like, okay, if my heart desires in teaching, then I'll pursue it. If my heart desires in pharmacology, then I'll go that way. But yeah, a very different career path, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I definitely believe that my heart has been pushed towards this career path for a reason, and I'm still gonna make the right impact, and I'll do what I have to do to be successful in this path.
Okay. And while you are doing while you were doing your undergrad, where were you staying?
I'll stay at home. Yeah, mum and dad at
And
home.
the benefits, or well, what was it like living at home? Obviously, being a London student, commuting to and from uni every day. What was that like?
Long, you know, I'm never gonna lie to you, it was actually really long because like sometimes you will get home from uni and that and you just be like, boy, I wish I'd actually lived on campus. Imagine if I lived on campus, I'll literally be home in 5, 10 minutes. But I'm there going back and forth, late nights if I have like an assignment due or if we're doing a team presentation, it's really long. And plus I'm working on top of also studying as well. So I have to go to work on a Saturday and a Sunday. But I've got student finance, which was helping. But yeah, obviously that doesn't sustain you in it. So you have to still stay on your feet. Difficult in terms of also being at home and you've got family, you know, got a big family. So you have everyone talking and everyone yapping and making noise when you're trying to study. Yeah. You kind of remember them hefty equations, but you have mum and dad, you know, yeah, talking and X, Y, and Z. But difficult. I mean, it comes with its pros and cons. I'm not gonna lie, it comes with its pros and cons, man. But yeah, just I mean, I push through it. I push through it, man. So I definitely feel like it's possible. If you have it in your heart, it's possible. Really.
And when it came to actually, so you said when you came home, it was long commuting. When you went to uni, it was long commuting, coming back and forward comes with, or would you suggest them to live on campus?
E. In terms of, I mean, it depends because obviously, if you're staying in London, it'll make no sense for you to stay on campus. I just feel like you're just wasting money then, if that makes sense. But obviously, each of their own in it. But that's my opinion. If you live in London and you're going to university in Nottingham, it makes more sense for you to live in Nottingham. But yeah, obviously it's not easy in it, but it's about sacrifice. That was the key word for me. With those 3 years, there's a lot of things that obviously I didn't like and I wouldn't put up with, but I just pushed through, to be honest. And I always try and find a way to try and like, go through that situation. Like let's say at home everyone's, it's too noisy and X, Y, and Z. I'll just spend more time in the library. I'll utilize my time at university so that when I come home, I'm not studying, I'm not working, I'm not overworking my brain, I'm literally going to sleep. So my house was literally like a hostel. I said, yeah, this place is just where I sleep. Yeah, and if I want to, fellowship, I want to talk, I'll talk in it, watch the football game. But more time when it comes to me locking in to my study, I'll do it in school. Like everything. I'll come in a bit early. Let's say I start at 11. I'll come in at 9 o'clock. Get what I have to do done. So when I come home, it's more of a sleeping thing. Or more of I'm just chilling with my family and going out or whatever. But yeah.
So you spoke about balancing coming home and sleeping to balancing being a lot of uni work to commuting to then also having a job to also trying to work out your life in general. What was
Mm.
it trying to balance that whole triage of things all at once?
It's hard, It's actually not easy because there are times where I'm just genuinely so tired that I'll just either sleep on the bus or sleep on the train and X, Y, and Z. I believe the one thing that got me through this thing was the grace of God, to be honest, because that was actually when I started getting closer to Christ. Like like literally when I after first year, second year is when I started getting closer to Christ, and I believe that I had all my problems and all my issues, and I gave it onto God, and I said, Lord, like the stress and the struggles I'm going through, you can see everything, and I believe that you will help me. And it's funny that you even asked that question because I remember towards my last year, I was speaking to one of my leaders in it at my university, London, and he mentioned me that if you want this certain grade, you have to do a bit more work. You have to push your weight. You have to do X, Y, and Z. I remember I said to myself that, this is him trying to say that I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get a 2-1 in it. I'm not gonna get a 2-1. And I said, oh Lord, help me. And I remember I went home that night. I actually prayed to God. I said, Lord, I believe in you and I know you're real, but come through in this one situation in my life, like make yourself known and help me in my January examinations. And I trusted him. I trusted the Lord, and I completed all of my exams in January, and I got my results in Feb. And then, by the grace of God, I passed with good colours. Like I passed with a good percentage as well. And I'm just like, hey, how? So for me personally, what I was going through all of these 3 years, all these troubles and all of these waking up early and just it's God. It's actually God. Yeah, it's actually because I trusted him and I gave my problems and everything to him. And he gives you strength. Yeah, once you turn to him, he will give you strength. But yeah, definitely say the grace of God in it. Obviously, everyone comes with their own belief and everything in it. But for me, that's what kept me going, to be honest.
Okay, and when it came to your commuting, do you think it affected your ability to socialize and join clubs and societies?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Because I wouldn't really have time to be in one place for a long time, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, cool. Let's say this. Like, I remember also at uni. I remember like this one time where a group, I think it was a Bible group. Yeah, it was like a Bible group at university. They came up to me and was like, "Yeah, we want you to join our Bible study, whatever we're doing." Obviously, I'm a Christian. Also, I would love that. I would love to, but there wasn't enough time for me to come like on a Wednesday after to come. Like, bear in mind, I do a lot of things. Bear in mind, outside of uni. So even little things like that, I just said to myself, nah, I just wanted to go home. And like I know how it gets rush hour and it gets all late and all that stuff. I just wanted to go to my home. So yeah, it did affect me in terms of doing extracurriculum stuff within the university. But yeah, I just believe that I had a lot of I was juggling a lot of things during my time at university, doing a lot.
So how did you manage this burnout? As in, like, surely you had to have, because you were sleeping on the train, sleeping on the
Yeah,
bus,
yeah.
going back to school, going back to work, going back to uni. What
Mm.
was that like? What was that thing of like, no, this, when you're a uni student, you're going to be busy, and every uni student can apply this to deal with everything happening all at once?
Damn, that question's weird. I mean, this question, I think this question works differently for everyone, in it. But
Hmm.
I would always make sure that one thing I would say, you need to look after your body, in it. You need to actually look after your body. So like, if you physically can't do it and it's too much, please don't go on and rub yourself out because you want to do well with uni and for so that I would always eat well. Like my mom made food. Like I always ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do you get it? Like I always made sure that physically I was eating and I wasn't just like not eating, starving myself, forgetting to eat, forgetting to take my medication. But I always have like vitamins as well. Take my vitamins, make sure I'm okay. I'll make sure I get my sleep. Like I know it wasn't easy, but I always try to get as much sleep as I can and X, Y, and Z. So it's the little things you do in between, innit? I think that keeps me going. Like the little things that you do in between. Obviously, it works differently for everyone, whether it's gym, whether you like to go to the gym, keep yourself a little bit healthy, X, Y, and Z. Maybe that will help. Maybe it's whether you're eating fruits or the healthy stuff in it, but that's what helped me in it. But yeah, I think it works differently for everyone, to be honest. But that's the one thing I'll tell you: look after your body, man. Your body, if your body's not functioning well, how do you expect your mind to work when you're at uni? Makes no sense.
So, did you stay at home all 3 years?
Yeah. I still have home for years.
Okay, so and with your masters, have you noticed a difference in what it's like being a student? So obviously you've gone and done your undergrad for three or 4 years,
3 years, yeah.
3 years, and now you've returned to do your masters. Does it feel like your undergrad still, or has this new step to masters felt like a whole new experience?
I mean, I see similarities between the undergrad and the masters in terms of the independence, because that's one thing that like really shocked me the most when I first started my uni my first year was that, oh, teachers are not going to be by your side telling you, are you doing the work? Like, yeah, how much work have you done? I shocked me. I was like, wait, what? Am I not getting any pressure or any force to do something? So I feel like it's still independent, but I feel like it's just that extra 5%. Oh yeah, I can't like no one's gonna help you. You have to stay focused in the lecture. If you don't know what to do, you have to just ask people around you and X, Y, and Z. Definitely, definitely a big difference in of workload. Yeah, a master's is a jump. It's not undergrad. An undergrad is very, very. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's okay. But a master's, the detail, in terms of the detail of the things, I can remember even just today, I got one of my assignments back, and yeah, it's just a level of detail. And the lady was just like, yeah, it's good, but maybe you need to add that extra inch of detail to make it a master's level. And I was just like, wow, there's a big difference in terms. what you have to write and the quality of your writing. But yeah, of course, it makes sense in it. As you progress in your education, things are going to get hard. It's not going to be any easier. Even if I move on to do a PhD, oh, it's even going to be even harder to get.
And when it came to you as a student, do you feel like you grew since starting from your undergrad to where you are now, or do you think it's more of just you became more of who you are?
Can you rephrase the question, please?
So, like the person you came in before you came into university, who you
Mhm.
were as an individual,
Mhm.
like you changed or you learned, you came in with different aspects of things. Like you said, you met different from people from different cultures, different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that affected you and the way you think of your perception of life, or do you kind of feel like you kind of always were the same person? You just became more of who you were before. So like you didn't really change. You kind of just became deeper into who you were.
Yeah, I would say your environment definitely changes you to a certain extent. Definitely, because obviously I'm not just hanging out with people that I would normally hang out with all the time, or I wouldn't just be with the same people from the area and X, Y, and Z. Obviously, when you're meeting these type of people, they're also from different backgrounds. They also speak differently for you. They probably talk different. They walk differently. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of like I've had to change. Like in terms of change, I'll definitely say in terms of it's taught me to be more professional. If that makes sense, it's taught me to be more professional in the sense of, oh, when you're meeting someone new, you have to always shake hands. You have to you have to articulate your words properly. When you're writing emails, you have to also write like an email signature at the end of the email. Just little things like that. Like that also made me realize that yeah, there's a difference. And also writing emails towards my lecturers and stuff has to be written in a professional manner. It's not like you're writing an email and you don't write the name. Just be like, yeah, I'm sending this to you. You just send it off. So yeah, it's changed a lot. Yeah, different backgrounds, understanding different cultures as well was also something that I had to also do. Also, everyone's from different religions. Like there's a lot of Muslims. I spent a time with a lot of Muslims during my undergrad. So that also was something different. Also had a little like intel into their culture and everything. But yeah, I'll say there's definitely a change. I mean, you don't yeah, your environment changes, you will change to a certain extent in it. But I always kept my morals in terms of who I am and the person that God has created me to be. It's always been the same to be honest. But yeah, with a little bit of change.
So going on from that, if you were going to talk to yourself back in sixth form, from what you've now gone through university, done a master's, what would you say to yourself? Advice, things to learn, things to do, mistakes to avoid. What would that conversation look like?
Oh, I would definitely say the advice I would have given me was to take more advantage of the things that were available for me in at A level, because yeah, when you get to uni, it's all independent, like it's all by yourself. So I wish I learned independence at A levels so that when I moved on, it would have been like, I mean, it's not new to me. It's not a complete shock to me. And I'm only just thinking about adapting in November when uni started in September. See what I'm saying? So I would definitely say that, oh, having that sense of independence that, oh, your teacher's not going to be next to you, nagging you and, begging you to submit your work. And also discipline, also like, organization. Yeah, it definitely taught me organization. So I would definitely say to myself that learn to be organized. I wish I was more organized in terms of knowing my dates, assignment dates, knowing when I have to do this, when I have to do my work, time to also, socialize as well. But it's not all about just university as well. You have to spend some time doing other things as well. Times to manage your money better. Um yeah, I'll definitely just say to myself that better management was needed. But I would have also be proud of myself because in the sense of that I was different. I said to myself that I wasn't gonna be like my friends and go to the Midlands University. Obviously, God forbid, I would never know what would have happened to me if I went there anyways. Like I know I would have been stuck in the party mentality and the motives and the freshers, which is nice. See, nothing's against that, but I know myself in it. I would have got carried away. And I can't 100% say that the same outcome that's happened to me right now in terms of university, my undergraduate, is the same outcome that would happen to me when I went to Nottingham or university, if that makes sense. So I also say thank you for the wisdom back in the day. Thank you, OT, for making sure that you didn't, get influenced and just go with your gut, man. Honestly, go with your gut. If you have a gut feeling that something that you want to do something, just do it, man. I honestly do it. That's just because that you need to do it. You need to do that thing. really. I had a gut feeling that yeah, my role was to stay. I have a family here which obviously is look after me, make food for me and all that. But also a part of me still does want to experience the uni life, if that makes sense. I'm not completely shy. I still want to know how to be with myself because I don't entirely know how to cook. Obviously, I'm getting there. My mum is teaching me I can make the basics, but I see some of my friends that go there that are chefs that they when I went to Birmingham one time, they make meals. So I'll definitely say like, yeah, I'll definitely say to myself that you have to contemplate, you have to weigh out the options. You have to really weigh out the options. And don't overwork yourself. Don't burn yourself out. Like get some sleep because if you don't sleep, oh, your brain's not gonna work properly. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, and you said you chose university over an apprenticeship that's going right into work. For a student who's trying to make that decision of what to do, why did you make that decision, and what do you think the best decision is to make for an?
I like this one, because I think I was talking about my little brother because he's currently doing engineering, but he's doing a BTech. He wanted to do a apprenticeship, but I think when it comes to apprenticeship versus uni, it definitely depends on what you're studying. In my opinion, it just depends on what you're studying. Because if you're studying law, or if you're studying like you want to get into medicine and X, Y, and Z, the main route is for you to go to university. I mean, if you're studying like, I'll say if you're studying a lot of like a hands-on job or mechanical job or something like that, or maybe that job that, or maybe like I know someone that's doing dentistry that does an apprenticeship. The route would be to go in the apprenticeship route because the benefit of that is you're working and you're also probably getting paid for it as well. You know what I'm saying, which is probably great. With someone going to university, they probably ain't getting paid for it, and obviously they're getting a student loan. We could all see, student loan leads to debt and everything. But for me, it just depends on what you're studying. Like for that question, it depends on what you're studying. If you're studying something that's intense and you need to go to university for 3 years, and go to university. If you're studying something that you know that you can get an apprenticeship on, you could probably make some money while you're working on the side. Go there. I feel like both options are great, to be honest. Both options are great. It just depends on what you want.
So then that leads to my next question: is university worth it in 2025?
Is university worth it in 2025? Does it have to be a yes or no answer?
It could be whatever answer you'd like it to be.
Because I'm in the middle of this one. I'm not gonna completely shut down because a lot of people, young people, they shut down university. That's like university's not worth it. That's what I said, but they don't really come with a reason for it. But I would say I'm more in the middle, but I definitely see the benefits of it because I've learned like in terms of like profession. I'm not saying that you can't learn these things, but like professionalism, like in terms of meeting people that I like, in terms of the 3 years that I've spent with different cultures and different people and X, Y, and Z, like the stress and all these things, even though it wasn't nice, but I still feel like it was only because I was at uni, like I experienced these things. Do you know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't at uni, I don't know if I would have experienced these things. So like in that sense, university is worthwhile because I feel like it's good to go through these things. It's good to have these journeys in your life that you look back when you get older and just like, yeah, I really did this and I really did that. And also when I get older, I have my kids and stuff. Obviously with me, I'm in the middle of uni. Like I would push my child to go to uni, but at the same time, if I would also push them to have to go into like their apprenticeship or like the entrepreneurial route. Well, that's also what I'm looking at as well in terms of I'm studying at university, but also I'm also thinking like, maybe there's other ways. There's other ways. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. University is worth it, but also it's not 100% compulsory or 100% worth it. It just depends on what you want to get into in it. And if your heart's not at university, I always say it's do not go to uni. Don't go to uni. Do you get it?
100%. If your heart's not in it,
No, sorry, bro. Go on.
oh no, yeah, no. Like I was saying, so yeah, if your heart's not in it, don't go to university.
Yeah.
The last few couple of questions. These are a bit like fire rounds. You can say quick answers, short answers. What's the most only in London thing that's ever happened to you as a student?
What's the only?
Like it's typically like, oh, it's just a London thing to happen. Like this only happens in London.
Oh, people bumping trade.
Okay, and then is living at home underrated or overrated?
Underrated.
If you didn't move out of the house, if you moved out into a student accommodation, how would life be different?
Mate, I'd be outside, mate. I wouldn't know I wouldn't know when to go home.
What's the biggest culture shock between an undergrad? Oh no, you answered that question actually. What's one thing you can't survive at university without?
Other people. you can't do university by yourself. You need the other friends or other people in your course or whatever. The journey.
What's a uni myth that turned out to be true or false?
A uni myth that turned out to be true or false.
So one of them,
Uh,
one that's true, one that's false.
uh, one that's true is that yeah, you're gonna have some sleepless nights. Because I remember one night I had to submit my dissertation and I submitted it right in the last minute. Bearing in mind, I mean the day before, the night before. Bearing in mind, I had work early morning. And I was literally lagging out at work. And then I would say a myth is, I mean, you know what? Uni was hard, yeah, but if you just put your head to it, it's not that difficult. Like, I don't know if people might be like, what? But like, it's hard, it's difficult. But if you just, I mean, most people don't obviously progress or they don't do well in uni because their head's not in it, man. Like, for me personally, everyone can get a T1. You can get a T1 minimum. Just put your head in it, head in the game.
What's your most chaotic moment from the university so far that you could tell us?
Ooh, ooh, chaotic moment. Chaotic moment. Oh, I remember one time. This was the second year when I literally failed. I failed one of my assignments, and by the grace, only by the grace of God, I've got like 1%. Like what my other assignment that I did literally saved me. So the overall grade was literally like 41%. And if I got like 40 or something, yeah, I would have literally failed the module. So like that was bad. That was actually bad. I'll say that was chaotic because there was a lot of emotions rushing in there.
If you had to talk to all London students and say one truth to them, what do you think they need to hear?
Oh, you done a good job staying at London. Like you done a good job literally staying at home, commuting and everything. I wouldn't say it's an inconvenience. I wouldn't say that you're missing out. I mean, in life we don't get everything that we want in it. No, we can't get the best of both worlds. But you're doing well, honestly.
Okay, I promise this is the last segment. It's a new segment I've just added. This is underrated or overrated. You can give a reason example if you want. So you already answered for living at home. You said this underrated, right?
Yes, underrated.
And then cool. Studying in London.
Overrated.
Freshers Week.
Overrated.
Student loans.
Underrated.
Uni societies.
Overrated.
Group projects.
I'll say underrated.
Working part-time while studying.
Middle of that one, man. But if I have to pick, I'll probably say overrated.
Lectures before 10 a.m.
Overrated.
Commuting life.
Overrated.
Uni relationships.
In terms of like boyfriend and girlfriend.
While at university.
That's extra headache. that is overrated. That is overrated.
Making content while studying.
That's underrated. Because I was doing that.
Student discounts.
Overrated.
LinkedIn.
Underrated.
And finally, mental health.
Underrated.
And as a last question, could you tell us about your TikTok?
My TikTok. Yeah, so guys, my TikTok, as I said in the beginning, it's OT. I mean, I do like a lot of like skits or like funny videos with the public and X, Y, and Z. And if you look at my videos, my most popular videos are me doing like a staring challenge. Yeah, with the members of the public. I think that was actually during my times at uni because I came up with that idea at uni. I was thinking, what can I do to obviously make some content, some funny content? So I remember one time I came in from uni, I was sitting on the Jubilee line and I was just like, I was just bored and I just made a normal video, like interacted with this random person across like saying opposite me. And I started staring at them when they were staring at me, and it turned into a staring contest. And I put that on my private story on Snapchat, and everyone was like, "Post it on TikTok, post it on TikTok." And I was like, "Wait, hold on, this is actually a good TikTok idea. Let me actually post it." And the first one got like, it went off, got like 500k views. And I said to myself that I'm gonna make it a series. So then every day I went to uni, I was doing it, and then I did like 5 straight videos, and all of them banged views, like hundreds of thousands of views, and yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say to any students, or should we call it?
Oh, final message I'll definitely say is you have to keep going, man. Like in life, nothing comes easy. You know, if you want greatness, you have to take time. It takes time. It takes hard work, and yeah, so just keep pushing on, also focus on your health. Mental health is important, physical health as well. Yeah, you'll go far.
Okay.